So in Western literature, well, and not just Western, but in our literature, we've got a bunch of descriptions of who is the devil like in Christian literature, and even not all Christian, right? We've got stuff like Faust. But I want to look at today, what is the best description of the devil in literature? That's what we're here to find out. Hello and welcome to Inter-America, New Mexico, the channel where we look at things of wonder from the perspectives of faith and reason, philosophy and theology. I'm your host, Daniel Kelly, and what I wanted to look at today is we look at the wonders, right? Inter-America, amongst the wonders, and one of the biggest wonders is the literature that we've been blessed with. It's really, really amazing. So there's this intersection of theology on the one hand, and then our cultural wonders, literature, on the other, that intersects with descriptions of the devil, right? The bad guy in the real human story. And there's a bunch of really good ones. So we could look at things like, obviously, what comes to mind, C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters gives a very, very good description of the demonic and the diabolical, and it has a good warning, too, that don't get too interested in this stuff. C.S. Lewis says that, because morbid fascination could be very bad. But I think the Screwtape Letters are really, really helpful for Christians to read. So if you haven't, I recommend. They're really short, they're really easy to go through, and gives a really good view of evil. And I think C.S. Lewis describes evil really, really well all the time. His villains in his Space Trilogy I really like, and we'll get more into that in a different video. But then there's other really good descriptions. Obviously we have Tolkien with Morgoth is a good description of the devil from the point of view of the angels, right? The Silmarillion describes the heavenly host, the heavenly court, basically, and his relationship to that. And that's a really interesting, I think his description of the devil, though, is one of the weakest parts of the Silmarillion, but it's really cool. And if you want a good mythological dive into the heavenly courts, I recommend the Silmarillion, even just to understand what the heavenly court is kind of like. That's really good. His description of angels is much better than his description of the devil. And then, of course, we've got, I think, another really good description of the devil that gets an aspect of evil that we don't often see in literature would be in Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. It's not the devil, I would say it's a devil, but the main bad guy, you have to read, the bad part is you have to read through 14 books to get to it, but his description of evil's long-term plans has a long game that humans don't have, and looking at history through the influence of evil slowly putting influence on it, that kind of thing. I think that's really good. And then also where just the hatred of life and family that the evil forces have. I think that's really good. A big downside is that, well, first of all, most of the villains in his Wheel of Time are very just evil for evil's sake. They're very paper thin, and I don't like that. And the other thing is, to get to this really good description of evil, angelic evil, you have to read 14 very large books. So that's all downside. There is one other super good villain in the Wheel of Time series that we're going to examine very soon. I'm going to make a video on, but he's definitely not the devil or a devil, so we'll put that to the side. So all of these are really good, but I wanted to look at what I consider the best, or that speaks to me the best. I'm not going to make a case that this is the objectively best description of the devil in all of literature. That'd be hard case to make, and I'm not doing that here, but the one that has spoken to me the most has been from Hans Bemann's The Stone and the Flute. It's a work that's translated from German, and it's just a really intense look. It's fantasy, but it's an intense look at one person's life from birth to death, just everything that goes on. And of course, if we're looking at a human life, there's going to be the devil in it, and the devil is described really, really well. So the first time he meets the devil personified, the main character's listener, that's his name, and he meets the devil personified, there's just a really, really good description, and I'm going to share that with you. I'm not going to go through all the descriptions of the devil in the book, I'm just going to give you a little overview, but this I'll read from the book. So he's met this stranger in a swamp. He's wandering through the swamp, and he meets this stranger. And spoilers, this is the devil, but he doesn't know that yet. It's the gray one. And I think that's a good description. We'll get into that in a little bit. He could now scrutinize the stranger at his leisure now, but he could not have said much if anyone had asked him to describe the man. Even here indoors, everything about him looked gray. His hair, eyes, and face were of so indeterminate a color that you forgot them again the moment you turned your gaze away. His clothing was gray too, although he seemed to take the greatest pains with it. His gray neckcloth was perfectly tied. His coat and breeches fitted without so much as a wrinkle. And in spite of the long ride, his gray boots were spotless and shining. So this is just really powerful, the devil, the gray one, the opposite of the light of the world, of Jesus, of light and life, is not necessarily blackness, it's grayness, it's this dull, it's this drab, just washed out. So the devil has all the really nice clothes, really nice everything, but it's just gray and washed out and pointless, because that's what sin is we turn away from the goodness in life, because the good is Jesus, is God. Why do you call me God good, Jesus says, when God alone is good? So the principle of goodness, anything that we see, oh, that's good, it's good because of God. So when we've turned away from it, everything is just washed out and gray. And I love that all through this story of this man's life, it's the gray one that tempts him. And sin is gray and washed out and unappealing, but Hans Berman has the devil be unappealing, but also listener is always tempted by his temptations. I think that's true to life, where we see that sin is gross and not good, but we still get tempted by it. There's another really, really good line in this that I'm going to skip to, where listener has this magic ability with music where he can kind of influence people. So when he first encounters the devil, and the devil, he figures out, don't really like the devil, he tries to influence him with this power, with his music and playing on his flute. And I think this line is just really, really good. So the gray one, the devil, says to listener, when he's using his magic, he's playing his flute, trying to get power over him. Don't bother, listener. Your magic doesn't work on me. I'm not particularly musical. And I love that description of the devil. I'm not particularly musical. Just matter-of-factly, not particularly musical. That kind of ties into the whole Tolkien's view of mythology, where the angels he pictures as singing this great song. God sings the world into existence. That's really cool. But the devil, he's not particularly musical. And I love that, because music is one of the big upwellings we have of life in the world. And the devil, he's not particularly musical. And I wanted to skip ahead to the end of the stone and the flute, the last time he encounters the devil, and I think it's really powerful. So all through this story, he's always gone to the rowan trees to be safe from evil things. When monsters and stuff come at listener, the rowan always keeps him safe. So I really like when he's an old man, he goes to a rowan tree for the last time, and he hasn't seen the gray one for a while, and he encounters again. Really, the story, even though the gray one doesn't appear very much, the devil doesn't appear very much, it's a really important part of the story. So he goes under the tree, he's going to rest, he's an old man, and he sees the gray one there. I thought one was safe from the likes of you in this place, said listener. What do you take me for? Said the gray one. Am I a troll from the crooked wood, or some such bugbear? I'm everywhere, because I'm the nothing into which you are about to fall. So I really like that listener has these ways where he normally deals with dangers and stuff, but that doesn't work, because the devil and the evil that he brings out is with him wherever he goes. That evil in our heart is with us wherever we go. I'm not saying that the devil is just evil in our heart or anything, but when we're personifying that in literature, you can't run away from the evil in your own heart. So there's no trick that can just get rid of it. No technique, as it were. So I really like that. But then, also, he's the nothing into what listener will fall, is afraid he'll fall when he dies. And that's really what evil is, and what the devil is nothing, nothingness. God is existence, and the more we turn towards God, the fuller life and existence we have. And the more we turn to sin, it's just nothingness. We exist less. So to me, that is the most powerful of the devil and evil in literature.